迎光临。
The Formula One global circus came to China and the Shanghai International Circuit, arriving in 7 cargo planes, 20 teams, 30 tons of equipment for each team, 2,000 people, and a press corps that feeds off of the sport. And somewhere back in there is Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas of Mercedes-Benz. China has a limited car culture tradition. While international stars were racing alphas and auto unions, China was in the throes of political turmoil. The Shanghai circuit was built for and first hosted Formula One in 2004. Local racing includes a Formula V-like open-wheel series and the China Touring Car Championship. It has a professional look with Kias and Ford hatchbacks. Porsche Cup Asia was the only other racing on the Formula One program at Shanghai Circuit. The Shanghai Circuit has an equal number of right and left-hand corners, and one of the longest straightaways in Formula One at 1.2 kilometers that ends with this hairpin. It is amazing the aerodynamic science that is being added to the cars these days. You really have to wonder just what effect does it all have. Look at the difference here on the Williams with the small vanes on the side pods as compared to the Ferrari with the higher location of the side pod intakes and other aerodynamic widgets. Hamilton got retribution from losing in Australia to take the win, and taking advantage of Vettel's ill-timed pit stop. It was a festive crowd, and it really didn't matter who won. It was a chance for natives and expatriates to have a good time and to show enthusiasm for Kimi Räikkönen. With a rice cooker and a propane stove, you could start a Chinese restaurant, and in many cases give a germaphobe a stroke. But to be fair, nothing has hurt 1 billion Chinese, and it is Chinese fast food. Nothing beats a $2 bowl of steaming broth and noodles. It's delicious. And at Mr. Chow in Beverly Hills, you pay a fortune for handmade on-the-spot noodles. The romance of Shanghai dates back to the 1920s and 30s, when it was considered the Paris of the East. It was wealth, decadence, racism. The British forced the Opium Wars on the Chinese, resulting in the international settlement community that excluded the Chinese. The French created the separate French concession, which today is quiet, leafy, stylish streets, walked by tourists and the young hip. China is the world's biggest car market. Shanghai is the biggest auto show, and the exhibition center is the biggest in the world. It's like a four-leaf clover, and each leaf is the size of Dodger Stadium. And it is said that the Detroit Auto Show could be put on just one level of one of the leaves. And various U.S. manufacturers are trying to make it in China. Buick has been very successful, and you see plenty of them on the street. In the 1930s, Buicks were the choice of Chinese VIPs and elites. And yes, they were imported then. Acura is making tepid claims of performance and using the 30-year memory of Ayrton Senna. And introduced 2 years ago, Lincoln apparently is finding some success with the personalization of the shopping and ownership experience.
And we continue to be the fastest growing brand here in China. What makes us different? At Lincoln, we never try to be all things to all people. Instead, we focus on being everything to a very select few. And that is the unique philosophy that has resonated powerfully with a new breed of discerning luxury buyers. Our range of distinctive vehicles and Lincoln's warm, personalized customer experiences are like nothing else. Luxury meant being able to share his favorite moments with his best friend. His definition of luxury became our definition of luxury, and that is the Lincoln Way. The Lincoln Way is not a process, it's a philosophy. The Lincoln Way puts our clients at the center of everything we do to make each individual journey as personally rewarding and as completely effortless as possible.
Nice spiel. I'm sure we're going to be seeing more of her at some point in time. The Continental and the MKZ are too big for its pipsqueak 2-liter turbo engine. They had the 3-liter on display in the back. They, along with others, have the China characteristics of big grills that begin to look the same. Except for Alpha. Everybody wants to be Italian. The other China characteristic is the back seat, to be chauffeured or to chauffeur the family, along with the fixed third window for a limousine sensation. Acura launched a TLX long wheelbase prototype, Long wheelbase, or the L designation, is code for the Chinese market. It's common for Mercedes-Benz and others like Audi. Callus lilies seem to be the main display flower of choice, although there is a Shanghai style of flower arrangement. Really? The quality of Chinese domestic product is getting better and better, and at some point soon you'll be hard-pressed to tell if it was made in China or Flat Rock. Already the Volvo S60 Inscription and the Buick Envision are made in China and coming to the US. The world will, and is, being challenged by the Middle Kingdom. I am an enthusiast of a certain age, and realize that Ferrari and Porsche of today are for a new generation. They're nice, but I am indifferent to them, except the new Porsche Sport Tourer does have a presence and feel that you don't get in pictures, and the car that spans generations is the Audi R8 V10. I like it, and so does China. If I had 1,000 Chinese RMB for everyone who sat in it, I could buy one. The Chinese Grand Prix is not a bucket list item, but Shanghai has its charms. Like architecture that's from another world. And old world luxury, beauty, and elegance. And the nighttime along the Bund, and the Pudong reflecting into the ancient Yangtze River.